Hi guys, it's the Camel again and welcome to another video. And today we have a kind of special video. It's not that special because I did already whatever Wednesday episodes, but it's been a long time that I did this the last time, so I thought it might be about time to do whatever Wednesday episode. And I still like the format and I feel like I should do it more often. And yeah, today here we are in my living room this time, and yeah, so I didn't prepare that much for this video because I thought this might be regarding the topic, and you might be able to tell this from the title. It's about being lazy and about being, you know, not being about doing nothing simply. And it came to my mind on the flight back from Berlin to Düsseldorf. It's a few days ago when I was in uni and I came back. Then there was this kind of nice article in this magazine, you know, these kind of airplane magazines where you've got 90% of advertisement in, and then you've got 5% of articles that seem to be articles but are advertisements in the end, and you've got 5% of actually nice articles. And one of those 5% nice articles was an article called like "Be Lazy." And this article was basically about a manager who's a big company supervisor who's got, you know, he works up to 60 hours a week and he does multitasking, and then he's got a family and he still has to do stuff with his family, and you know, he's going to do sports and all this kind of stuff, but he simply forgot about how to do nothing. And he was forced to do an experiment, and he was sent to the south of Italy to spend 1 week just doing nothing. And it's you know, it's written kind of as a diary, and he explains how it felt to him actually going to the south of Italy and yeah, basically doing nothing. And I thought it might be a good idea to take this as an opportunity to talk about what exactly is being lazy and doing nothing, because I think it's, for most people, they think that they have time where they actually do nothing, or they think they might be lazy, but actually they are not. So let's maybe, first of all, before going deeper into this video is not about telling you to do nothing or not telling you to be lazy. This is about talking about how and why it could be important to be lazy sometimes. But honestly guys, I'm not gonna advise you to stop doing your stuff. It's important to do your stuff, it's important to work, you need to live, so go to work, do your stuff, it's all this kind of important. But, and this is also what drives me personally, and just to make, you know, to kind of shape a little bit what I am doing the whole time, to maybe explain why this is so important to me. So I'm having a normal job, working up to 40 or more hours a week. I've got, you know, I've got my sports, I'm going to play football, but I've also have university, so every 2 or 3 weeks I'm going for, yeah, let's say 3 to 5 days to Berlin to attend uni. And then again, I've got no girlfriend. We are in a relationship for a really long time, and it's also important to spend time together. And you know, there are kind of a lot of responsibilities, and I think then it's even more important to have your time where you take yourself a few minutes or maybe an hour or maybe 2 hours to actually do nothing, to get yourself into a moment where your mind and your body can relax. And I'm not talking about this moment like, you know, going to sports, to do sports, and you know, I'm going to play football, and sometimes this is kind of my time where I can just relax and do nothing. This is when I really want to go there, when I'm really up to do sports now. But maybe to shape this, or maybe to get this into an order, you know, we as a German, the culture in Germany is really, we are educated, and by social pressure we think that we have to do a lot of stuff, you know. And in Germany you have to go to university, you have to study, you have to do an apprenticeship, and you have to play, you know, just go to a sports club, you have to learn an instrument, you have to, you know, you have to, that's kind of, even though you might not think that you have to, and you think you want to do it yourself, sometimes you don't do it yourself, you just do it because the social environment of you kind of pressures you to do it. Because, like, for example, some people are doing yoga because everybody else is doing yoga, and they think they have to do yoga, and then they kind of explain to themselves they like it, even though they actually don't like it. And I don't want to make this as a general thing, because there are people in Germany and all over the world as well who just do yoga because they like it, and it's totally fine. And I mean, there are also people who, I don't know, like to go biking in a rabbit costume or something. You know, that's totally fine. If they want to, go ahead, do so. But what I want to point out is that sometimes people, and especially in a busy country like Germany, or maybe it's a European thing as well, but also in Asia and, you know, basically all over the world. The thing and the idea is that people kind of, you know, they want to make most of their time, but they actually forget about using the time for themselves. So as a baseline, it's really important to find some spots every once in a while to relax and recover from what's going on all around you, because we can't deny the fact that this world we live in is getting faster and faster and faster. So I'm not talking about the time. Actually, the time stays the same. The time is one of the, you know, one single constant things that are there and we can't change. You know, a day will always have 24 hours. Maybe someday we call it in a different way, but the sun goes up and the sun goes down, and, you know, that's the day and we can't change it. And basically, when you want to do most of your time, it's important that you are in a, you know, in a state of mind to actually live all this kind and you know, just experience all the things around you. And if you're always under pressure and always stressing through the whole day, you actually don't do that much because you can't experience it. You just realize, or you don't realize what's going on around you. You just, you know, you just have your checklist and you try to check all the points on your checklist, and at the end of the day you feel pretty stressed and you didn't even, you know, you checked it. It's kind of this little marker that you have done it, but you can't really remember because you were in a state of mind where you were stressed. And I think that's not the way how it works. You might do it for a year, you might do it for 5 years, you might do it for 10 years, but someday your body or your mind will say, okay, stop it, that's it. We need a break, okay? So, especially for me, who's got a pretty intense schedule sometimes. So for example, if I do have uni on a weekend, then I have it on another weekend again, and so maybe sometimes I've got 6 or even 7 weeks in a row where I don't have even one single day of not having any appointments to do. And you can't do it without having a break. And this break doesn't necessarily mean that you go into a break, you know? It could be drinking a cup of coffee, sit yourself down on the street and just, you know, just look around. And you just have to do nothing. You just sit there and enjoy your coffee and just observe what's going around you. Or it might be this 5 minutes you are just sitting on a sofa and listening to the sounds of the nature, the sounds of what's going on in your flat, I don't know. Or maybe it can be also reading a book. You know, if you like reading a book and you can really, you know, turn off everything else going on around you, go ahead. And if it's even just 10 or 15 minutes, and it should be fine. I mean, take your time. And I think the most important thing about this is that you don't wait for it because you think that you have to do other things that are not necessarily more important. So for example, if you have to clean up your kitchen because it doesn't look good, okay, and you want to, you know, but you feel bad and you think, okay, maybe I want to sit down for a few minutes, do so. I mean, if there isn't anything else after cleaning up your kitchen which you have to attend, and you have that time, take it. I mean, take it, because otherwise your body will someday, or your mind will someday say, yeah, would you have you take the 5 minutes before cleaning up the kitchen, we would be fine, but now I'm not fine, okay? So you can't generalize it. It's different for everybody else, but what I wanted to point out with all this kind of weird talking maybe is that it's really important that you find yourself looking for those little spaces within a day where you can relax for a few seconds, a few minutes, maybe an hour. I don't know, it's down to your schedule, you know. As I said at the beginning, I don't want to drive you into or force you into the fact that you now go out and relax all the time, and so you just forget about your appointments and your responsibilities. That's totally not what I'm pointing at. Because I think if you take those breaks correctly, you will be a lot more efficient in what you do, because you are relaxed, you feel better in general as a person. And also to kind of avoid going into this weird religious talk, I also want to point out that this is by no means down to any religion or something, you know, because like Buddhism or something has a lot of influences that you care about this, like the monks and you know, going in that kind of state of mind, trying to. I'm not talking about this. I'm just about generally a little bit of a relaxing moment or something like this. And maybe to even go a little bit deeper into it, we can also point out that it's also important that you yourself are able to get along with yourself. You know, I'm now sitting in my living room. As you can see, nobody in here. My girlfriend is not there at the moment. She's away, and nobody else is actually here. I don't know if my neighbors can hear me. Actually, I don't care, but I get along with myself pretty decently. I'm happy with myself. You know, I'm not perfect. I've got a lot of flaws. I've got a terrible accent in English some days. Sometimes it's better, sometimes worse. I've even got a terrible accent in German because I'm from the western part of Germany, and most Germans don't consider this as perfect German, so I even have a bad accent in Germany. But anyways, I don't care. It's me. You know, whether you like it or not. I don't care, because people I do like and who like me, they don't care as well, and so that's fine. But I think not talking too much about other people, it's important that you yourself are happy with yourself. And I know a lot of people that think that they can get along with themselves, or that they can be alone easily. But in fact they can't. You know, they always have to do stuff, they have to do sports, they have to whatever, they just have to do stuff because they can't be with themselves, they can't be alone. And by being alone, I mean being alone, you and your thoughts and your environment. You know, just be quiet, don't talk or whatever, just be you and listen to what's going on, you know, listen to your thoughts, listen to everything else. And this makes you a little bit more aware of the fact that you live. And this is, I guess, the thing. You know, if you want to experience stuff around you and getting to, you know, fulfill yourself dreams and not just checking checkboxes of a checklist, you definitely have to be aware of the fact that you live. And if you are able to do so, you can be alone, because that's kind of bounded to each other. You have to experience that you live, because living is a beautiful thing. I mean, each and every day, it doesn't matter if it rains or if the sun shines or if it snows or if it's cold or warm. At the end of the day, we all are gifted by the fact that we live, and we can do crazy stuff like YouTube videos. You can watch me doing a whatever Wednesday video on YouTube for whatever reason. But the thing is, you live, and that's a gift, and you have to be aware of the fact. But you can lie to everybody, you can tell stories to everybody, you can do whatever, you can fake your CV, you can fake your application, I don't know, you can do whatever you want to others. They might not find out, but you can't lie to yourself, and you have to get along with yourself your whole life. Okay, so that's a pretty long time, and yeah, I mean, there's one important thing, and you better like yourself, because otherwise you will have a few hard years. No, okay, I just don't want to go too deep into this kind of stuff, but everything I wanted to say, it's not bad to be a lazy person sometimes, and it's also not bad to be doing nothing. I mean, it's I don't know why actually this word or this phrase, at least in German, is so negatively talked about, or just it's considered to be negative for whatever reason. I don't know why, but you know, being lazy and being able to be lazy is sometimes even, yeah, it's a gift. It's really a gift sometimes. I mean, I think you do know, guys. If you go from, you just finish school, for example, for the younger persons, or you just get home from work, okay? I'm pretty sure that you all have had these days where you were so stressed, and you lie in your bed, and you just, you know, you go through everything what happens this day, and you think about, oh, did I do this correctly, and did I do this, and did I do this, and you know what, and you can't actually slow down. Your mind is going crazy, and if you do learn to take your minutes and to take your hours to kind of relax and say, okay, well, I'm just here right now, as I'm doing this video right now, okay? So I could do, of course, I could do the laundry right now. I know I have to do the laundry after this video. But now also to clean up the kitchen a little bit. I also see a little bit of the old salad over there. I definitely have to get rid of it. Anyways, you know, I could do so many different things right now, but I felt like I have to do this video right now, and I have the time. It doesn't matter, I have the time, and so I just do it. And this is kind of my time of a little bit of a relaxed moment of the day, and I'll definitely get myself a coffee afterwards, and then I'm doing my stuff. So because I know I'm able to do this today, and I really would encourage you to do this as well if you don't already do it. If you do so, that's pretty good already, and I think it's also a nice way to get along better with yourself and effectively get along better with the persons around you, because they will definitely tell that you do feel a little bit more relaxed. Also, people told me, because I wasn't this way always, like a few years ago, I was happy with myself, not telling too much of a weird story right now, but I was looking too much to the right and to the left. I was always comparing stuff to other people, and I was always feeling like treated unfair in a way, because I was working my ass off in a way, and it didn't really pay off, because I was working like 60 to 70 hours a week, like doing my stuff at work, but also doing some more work because money wasn't enough, and that kind of stuff, because I just started at work, which is normal that you don't have that much, at the end of the month. But I also, I just compared it to everybody else in completely different branches and environments, and they did less than I did, and they earned more, and I felt treated unfair. But this kind of vanished away because like there are so many more things in life which are important to me, and so I can just look at it. It's I'm not in a bad position at all. Like, we come along pretty good, like pretty well. I mean, we don't have that much money. We can't throw away the money like, bam bam bam. But we're fine. At the end of the month, it might be sometimes a little bit hard, but it's fine. We can afford a flat. We can afford doing a holiday maybe once a year. Sometimes we may have to wait one more year, but this is a really good position, and I don't have to compare at all. So I know you guys out there will be people having so different lives, but I think what is one thing we all do have in common is that we do have some problems that bother us sometimes, and it doesn't matter if those problems are for a rich person or a very poor person, or you don't know. I think it's always important to first come along with yourself, and I could quote from so many different sources now, but I won't, because this is just my very personal opinion about this topic, and I'm really sorry, by the way, to get always to my nose, but it's killing me at the moment. I try to avoid it, but it's okay, never mind. Anyways, I think I can wrap it up on this point, because I do want to load this video up today, because it's Wednesday, and it wouldn't make that much sense to load up whatever Wednesday on a Thursday, would it? No. So, I hope you guys had a little bit of fun listening to me, to this weird talk about being lazy and do nothing. And just as a final note to this, I'm really happy about everything what's going on with my YouTube channel and everything else, but I'm also really happy when I do have a few moments for myself and just do nothing, okay? So sometimes it's just drinking my coffee, sitting down on the sofa in the agency, and just doing nothing for a second or two. And even better is when I'm on holidays. I like to do, for example, a lot of journeys also to discover different countries, but we always need one day where I just sit down underneath the palm tree and I just listen to the sound of the waves, or I just sit down here in Germany, for example, next to the rivers all over the place, and just listen to the water floating. As I said in the middle of this video, just listen to things happen, because then you realize that you are living, and this makes you feel a lot better, I guess. So hopefully you guys like this, a little bit different video, And now stepping away from the topic a little bit, if you want me to do more of these kind of videos, also seeing my weird face on the camera like today, please, and this time really this is a really important point. Please go down into the comment section there, and put down all your thoughts about this topic first of all, but then again, what should we talk about? Because I like to talk about different topics, and I don't have to choose myself. If you do have a pretty interesting story to talk about, well, never mind, put it down and well, basically I can talk about according to your comments, but maybe we can someday also do kind of Skype calls, Discord calls, whatever. As I told you already, we've got a Discord group which you can find as well down there in the description, not in the comments, in the description. You can go there and just join my Discord. It's totally, you don't have to do it. You just can go in there. But if we do more of these whatever Wednesday videos, we might have a discussion in there first, and then I'm going to, make a video out of this discussion and also quote a few of your thoughts. And I just think this whatever Wednesday format gives us freedom in every kind of sense. We can talk about whatever we want. This time it was about being lazy and do nothing. Next time it might be about why people like to wear crazy costumes in Germany when there is carnival. I don't know, because it's funny, I don't know. Or maybe we talk about why I don't know about what to talk, and why I always hit my microphone in the videos. It's also a stupid question. I don't know why actually, but yeah. So I tried to wrap it up a few times already, so I just do it now. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.